YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Paul's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're continuing our playthrough of Pokémon Crystal in order of the Pokédex. The last 2 weeks we've been playing through with Heracross. We played through with Heracross 2 weeks ago, just a normal playthrough. Last week we played through with an optimized playthrough. Got a really good time. Really enjoyed that Pokemon. I recommend you go check it out. Today we're playing through the Pokemon I've never used before, and that is Sneasel. Sneasel is known as the Sharp Claw Pokemon. We're going to go over the stats really quick, some ins and outs of this Pokemon, and then we'll dive into the playthrough. Stats first. HP is 55, Attack is 95, Defense is 55, Special Attack is 35, Special Defense 75, and Speed is 115. So we outspeed most things in this game. I'll guarantee we're going to outspeed everything. Let me rephrase that. And our attack stats pretty solid. Special Defense is okay, and then everything else is just kind of garbage. Our Special Attack being 35 is very concerning for this Pokemon. This Pokemon does not synergize well. What do I mean by synergize? Does the stats match up with its typing? Does its moveset match up with its Pokemon? Does all these things like work well together? And they don't. This is a Dark Ice Pokemon. Dark Ice are both classified as special moves in Generation 2. In Generation 4, I think that's when they came out with the physical special split. This Pokemon probably got way better because they probably had physical ice moves that this Pokemon could utilize and physical dark moves this Pokemon can utilize. However, all dark moves and all ice moves in Generation 2 are considered special. So our higher attacking stat is not going to work well at all with Dark and Ice because they're not physical attacking moves. So when we have moves like Return and we have moves like Dig and things like that, they will work off our physical attack stat, which is great, but we don't get to utilize our stab ability. And we have some really good moves when it comes to Dark and Ice type. Like we have great access to moves. We have, 4 or 5 Ice moves we get access to, and Dark moves we get at least 3 because of Hidden Power. We went with Hidden Power Dark. We didn't actually use Hidden Power Dark, but I just wanted to max out my IVs. So this Pokemon gets some good stuff, but it just can't be utilized very well because of the way the stats are distributed. We also have a lot of weaknesses with this Pokemon. We are 4 times weak to fighting, we're 2 times weak to rock, bug, steel, and fire type. We don't have to deal with fairy in Generation 2, it didn't exist yet. And we are immune to psychic, and we resist ghost, ice, and dark moves. So that's some ins and outs of the Pokemon. I'll talk a little bit more about that as we progress. Let's go and watch the first battle of the game against our rival. Rival's name is Triple Question Mark, as per tradition. And we gave our rival a Cyndaquil because Cyndaquil is fire type, we are ice type, makes sense. And let's go ahead and fight this battle. He's going to lead out, and we named our Pokemon Frostbite because we are an Ice-type Pokemon, and that was the best one I could think of. And not very creative, I guess. And 4 scratches later, and we beat the Cyndaquil. We didn't take any damage, and we beat our rival. And we're going to move right on and do some training here and talk a little more about this Pokemon. So, medium slow growth rate. That is a very good growth rate, actually, when it comes to a playthrough. It's actually the best. So we're going to have some pretty good progression of levels with this Pokemon. I don't think we're ever going to feel like we're pacing behind with this Pokemon. It's really hard to do that in Generation 2. There's so many trainers, and you just outpace the game so quickly in this game. So medium slow is pretty good. And when it comes to our typing, like I said, Dark Ice, it's a solid typing if we had high special, but we don't. Or special attack, I should say, we don't. So that's just a hindrance for this Pokemon. It is what it is. We are going to have a pretty decent move when it comes to the optimized playthrough. We'll talk about that near the end of the video. But all in all, this Pokemon, it's not horrible. It's just, I just wish it synergized better. And you can kind of understand my frustrations. Dark Ice, like I said, there's so many good Ice-type moves with this Pokemon. Ice-type is probably one of the better types in the game. Because it pretty much eliminates 1 Gym Leader and 1 Elite Four member just automatically. Just by having access to Ice moves, it makes them pretty obsolete. You have really good access to beat, what is her name, Claire, and then you have really good access to beat Lance the Liar with the Flyers. So there's a really good niche use right there. Plus, there's Ice-type's just a good type overall in this generation. Actually, in Generation 1 and 2. But now we're moving into Falkner's Gym. Now, Falkner's Gym, we actually went and did Bellsprout Tower. In the optimized playthrough, we probably won't do that. We over-leveled this Pokemon pretty well. I mean, we're almost level 15 for God's sakes. And we didn't really face a lot of extra trainers. We didn't face wild encounters. We didn't do any of that stuff. We just faced the trainers that were ahead of us. And with that being said, we're going to knock out this Pidgey. We got 1 more Pidgey to knock out. We do have Quick Attack, which is pretty nice because off our physical attack stat. So we get the knockout there. We level 15, and this is just not even fair for Faulkner. We are going into this, I think, we're almost twice as levels, almost. Yep, we're twice as levels on the Pidgey. We have Quick Attack's going to be a 2-shot. Very good. And then Pidgeotto comes out. Pidgeotto, I think, will be a 3-shot unless we get a crit. We don't, but we still get the knockout. We consume our berry, knock out Faulkner's Pidgeotto. Get the pretty easy win over Faulkner. That's going to progress us right into the next gym, which is going to be Bugsy. We have a lot of stuff we did in between now. We did a lot of stuff. We went through Union Cave. We went through the Slowpoke Well. A lot of that stuff is just kind of boring plot stuff I don't like to showcase. If I decide to explain more about the playthroughs and stuff, those would be some good, background stuff for filler. But I just don't like to do that. We did pick up Swift. Swift is pretty good. We also added Mud Slap. Mud Slap is the one move we have to have that's going to get us by our second rival, which we'll go over here in a little bit. We do want to fight this battle here. We want to get as many levels as we can. We are progressing pretty well. We're 12 minutes and 30 seconds, and we're pretty much just like, you know, a couple one-shots away from going into the battle against Bugsy. Get this done around 13 minutes. That's a pretty good time. We level 21. We are way over leveled for this. We're going to skip so many trainers in the optimized playthrough, and maybe that'll come back and bite us. I mean, some decisions we made in this playthrough come back and bite us. So Swift is a 2-shot on the Metapod. Kakuna comes out. Swift is going to be a 2-shot on the Kakuna. Very good. Didn't want to get poisoned there, so that's good. And then last is Scyther. Scyther is going to be a 2-shot. No matter what he does, even if Quick Attack doesn't do anything, we knock out Bugsy. We beat Bugsy. And we're a pretty feral Pokemon. It seems like we're taking a decent amount of damage. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We're going to go heal. Go in there and heal. Come out. And now we're going to go ahead and face our second rival. And this is why we added Mudslap. It has more use than just this battle. Let me rephrase that. But it's one of the main reasons we added Mudslap. It gives us the ability to actually hit Ghastly, because none of the other moves we have at this point can hit Ghastly. Now, like I said, in the optimized playthrough, we're going to have a move. We're going to start the game with Bite. And, I mean, I just spoiled something, damn it. But we're probably going to start the game with Bite. And so this is going to be a pretty much easier battle than this even is right here. So we get the win over our rival, second rival, done and dusted. And we're going to move right on to the forest. We're going to pick up some stuff. We pick up Super Potion right here. And we're going to talk to this guy with green hair staring at trees. And he's going to give us Headbutt. Headbutt is going to be a significant improvement over Swift and Quick Attack. And down here, up at National Park, we're going to pick up the TM for Dig. And with that being said, we're going to move right in and take on Whitney. Now, I used to actually face all the trainers in here. But then I realized, you know what, there's this. It's not necessary. It doesn't need to be done. There are probably some Pokemon that I should do that for. Shuckle, I think, was a Pokemon I did that for because Shuckle needed all the training it could get. But I don't think I need to do that. There's some Pokemon, like I said, that have to. And I don't know of any Pokemon coming up that are absolutely have every battle fought to get through the game. But now we're facing Whitney. Whitney comes out. She's a normal specialist. She leads out with a Clefairy. We get a 2-hit on the Clefairy. I was hoping for a flinch there. Headbutt works very well with this Pokemon because it can flinch because it's very fast. We get a 3-hit knockout on the Miltank. We do get 1 flinch and take a rollout. We beat Whitney. And we're going to leave here and go right into the battle against Sudowoodo. Now, in the mid-game here, I actually I just didn't like screw up. I just wasn't very, I didn't like have convictions of my actions, so I wasn't sure what to do because I usually go and get the TM for Hidden Power, but I didn't need to do that with this Pokemon. Beat Sudowoodo with some Ice Punches and move right on and face our third rival battle. And I had some like bad movement in the middle game. I'm not going to even lie about that here. I just was uncertain. Like right now, I'm facing our rival, and I skipped over Komodo Girls on accident. But I'm going to go face him. I still have to do it because I have to get served, so it is what it is. But we 2-shot the Haunter. Very good. We're going to go for a, what are we going to do? Headbutt? I think we should go for Headbutt. Yeah, that way he might get flinched and we might not attack us. That's very good. Headbutt's a very important move for this Pokemon through this playthrough, even though there's probably a better strategy I'm going to implement next week. We're going to knock out the Magnemite in 1 hit, and now Ice Punch on the Zubat. Very good. Get the win over our rival. We're going to fall through the floor, and I don't actually show this, but we fall through the floor here, and you see the Legendary Beasts, and we're going to move right on and face Morty. Before we take on Morty, we're going to quickly take on the Komodo Girls. This is an opportunity in every video I like to take and stop and talk to everyone about the channel and what things you can do to help out the channel. If you like this video, it gets it out to more people because it gets the algorithm going. If you comment on this video, gets it out to more people. And actually, it's like getting out to more people. It's like ×4 or whatever. It's like using Swords Dance where you're doing an attack. It just makes it even better. It's a multiplier. Also, if you watch this video and you watch all the way to the end, that helps out the video as well. Helps out the channel. Gets out to more people. And obviously, subscribing is the ultimate because it shows YouTube. It shows me that you're willing to come back and watch my videos. Right now, I'm at 659 subscribers. Had 660 earlier today. It kind of fluctuates, and I don't think people go and unsubscribe. I think YouTube's just finicky about those things. It's just weird. But also, one more thing, if you could, share it to some friends you think would be enjoying some Pokemon videos, that'd be great too. We have our last Pokemon and we have to face here. That's Jolteon, and Jolteon should go down to 1 Headbutt. Or Ice Punch? No? Okay, well, we got the freeze, so it doesn't matter. Get the knockout over Jolteon, and now we're going to move right on and face Morty. Morty. And we actually have a pretty good move against Morty, even though it's not a physical damaging move. We have Feint Attack. Feint Attack is a dark move that is very effective against all of Morty's Pokemon. So it comes out, Feint Attack's a 1-shot on the Ghastly, very good. We have Haunter come out. It's a 1-shot on the Haunter. I don't know if Gengar's a 1-shot, I don't remember or not. I think it's close. Nope, we do get a 1-shot with a critical, very good. And then Feint Attack is a knockout with Haunter, very good. So we get a pretty clean sweep over Morty, take no damage, and we'll move right on to the next gym leader, which is going to be old Chucky Boy. So we are weak to Chuck's gym. We are 4 times weak to fighting moves, but right now we've added Return at this point in the game, and Return is 126 effective power. If you don't know this, that after you face Faulkner's gym, you can backtrack, going back towards like Professor Elm's laboratory, and you can talk to a lady, I think her name is Tuscany of Tuesday, and she will hand you the pink bow. The pink bow gives us a 10% boost all normal moves. That's why Headbutt's effective power is 86. And once you beat Whitney, it gives you another 10% boost. So that's why this move is so jacked up right now. It's 126 effective power. And we're going to go ahead and move these boulders around. And we haven't really taken anything. I don't think we've taken any damage at all. I think we've one shot with return on everyone we've faced so far, and Headbutt. Headbutt's been pretty good as well. So Headbutt's actually a useful move I use throughout the course of this playthrough, because it gives us the ability to flinch the opposition, where if we were just trying to go for a normal attack, we might actually get attacked back. And this Pokemon's not very defensive. It's pretty defensive on the special side, but it's not very physically defensive. So there's worse, defensive stats out there for Pokemon, but this wasn't great. So we're facing Chucky Boy. He's going to come out with a Primate. Primate goes down to 1 return. Now we're hoping for a flinch here with Headbutt. Did we get the flinch? We do get the flinch, and then we just go for return, knock it out. So we don't take any damage from old Chucky Boy. Pretty easy win, super easy, barely an inconvenience. That leads us right into our battle against Red Gyarados. So first we find a Red Magikarp, which evolves into Gyarados. Magikarp and Gyarados are separated by 1 stat when it comes to speed. It's actually a very good Pokemon if you're trying to IV train on speed, is to catch Magikarp, because its highest stat is its speed. We 2-shot the Gyarados, and we're going to talk to the guy with the cape, and we're going to go ahead and face Price. Price is the Ice Specialist, which is actually nice because he gives us a nice boost to our Ice moves, which we go off our lower special attack. I digress. This is something that's it irritates me when Pokemon just don't synergize very well. There's other Pokemon like this too in Generation 2, very poorly in Generation 2. Headbutt on the Dugong, get the flinch, return, get the knockout, very good. That's what we wanted. We didn't want Dugong to hit us with anything. We didn't want to take any chances. Headbutt on the Piloswine, we did not get enough to knock it out. However, it's a 2-shot. Get the win over Price, and we're going to move right on and face another gym leader that's going to be difficult, which is going to be Jasmine. Jasmine is a Steel Specialist, and she's going to lead out with a Magnemite. Now, Mudslap is physical, so Magnemite is 4 times effective. It's a 1-shot. We don't have to deal with Magnemite. What we have to deal with is Steelix. We don't want to get hit by Iron Tail. Iron Tail does a lot of damage. And I don't really have a great move in this battle because Mudslap, it's effective, but it's not very powerful, and Steelix has extremely high defense. So Mudslap will lower his accuracy, which is what we want, but we can't use that as our knockout move because it does very little, and she likes to use a lot of Hyper Potions once you get down to like a quarter of health. So we're going to try this again. Mudslap will still get the 1-shot on the Magnemite. That was never a problem. Now we want to slow her accuracy 1 time and then start going for a move that's going to do damage. Ice Punch looks like it's going to be a 2-shot. It is going to be a 2-shot, very good. And that means the last Pokemon is Magnemite. And we just got to go for Mudslap. Mudslap's a 1-shot, very good. Very nice, very good battle. We only lost 1 time to Jasmine. It could have been a lot more, but we played that very well. And now we're going to move on and face our 4th rival battle of the game. And he's going to lead out with a Golbat. Golbat will go down to an Ice Punch. Very good. Magnemite comes out. We've added Dig. Q-Lava comes out, not Magnemite. And Dig will be a 1-shot on the Q-Lava. Very good. I wish this Pokemon had access to Earthquake. I really do wish that. Dig on the Magnemite, very good. And if Haunter comes out, we got a good move for him. It's Dig as well. Return on Sneasel. And then the last Pokemon is Haunter. Like I said, we just go for Ice Punch. Thought we'd go for the knockout. Not a big deal. We still get the 2-hit knockout, and it takes 2 turns anyway. Dig would take in 2 turns anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we win, and we move right on to Claire. This is part of our Rival Claire Rival Sandwich. Claire comes out. Dragonair, is it a 1-shot with return? It is a 1-shot with return. We could have gone for Ice Punch, but like I said, it goes off our lower special attack. We go for return on the Kingdra. We do not put it in the healing range, which was good, which is exactly what we wanted. Return on the Dragonair, and then 1 more Dragonair. We got to go for return. We get the knockout, get the win over Claire, the Dragon Gym Leader. He doesn't want to give us our badge, but we got to go do some stuff, which I don't showcase that. But we're going to get out of here and face our final rival battle of the game on the way to the Pokemon League at the Indigo Plateau, and we're going to face our rival. Our rival is going to lead out with I believe he leaves out with a Haunter in this. Nope, Sneasel. It's a Sneasel in this one. Sneasel comes out, and we just go for return on the Sneasel. Very good. It's a 1-hit knockout. It's an OKO, as they say. Typhlosion. We'll go for Dig on the Typhlosion. Is it a 1-shot? It is not a 1-shot. This is why I said I wish we got Earthquake. That would have been a much better range. We can also have a better move for Magneton and a better move for Haunter. They're both weak to it. I don't remember if they're 1-shots or not, so we're going to see. Dig is a 1-shot. It is on the Magneton. Very good. It's actually 4 times effective against Magneton, so that was I should have known that. 4 times effective on the Magneton. And then Haunter. Haunter is the final Pokemon. We go for Dig. Is it a 1-shot? It is a 1-shot. We get a pretty easy win over our rival, and we head on to the Elite Four. Now that we're at the Indigo Plateau, we're about to head in and face the Elite Four, but first we're going to look at our moves and then our stats. Moves first. The moves we're going into Elite Four with are Headbutt, Return, Ice Punch, and Shadow Ball. This moveset could have been better. I did not go with the hidden power in this game because I thought hidden power dark, maxing out my IVs. I didn't really think I needed a hidden power. I didn't see a glaring weakness somewhere. Well, I was wrong, and you're going to see that, and we're going to correct that in the next playthrough. But Headbutt, Return, Ice Punch, and Shadow Ball. I don't think we're going to alter this in the playthrough. And then we look at our stats. We're looking at attack stat is 139, defense 99, special attack 79, special defense 119, and speed is 159. If you look in the bottom left corner, all the stats are modified with corresponding badge. Attack is 156, defense 111, special attack is 88, special defense is 119, and speed is 178. Those are our stats going into Elite Four. Let's go ahead and see what happens. First member of Elite Four is Will. We actually have a type advantage against Will in a couple ways. He has some flying Pokemon, so there's our Ice type, and he has all Psychic Pokemon, so that's our Dark type, being immune to his most powerful moves for each Pokemon. So that being said, first thing we do is go for Shadow Ball on the Xatu. It's a one-shot, very good. Next Pokemon to come out is going to be a Slowbro. Shadow Ball should be a two-shot. Slowbro is pretty bulky. It can tank and move here and there. So there we go. We knock out the Slowbro. We knock out the Exeggutor in one hit as well. That leaves two Pokemon left. We have a Xatu and a Jinx. We have a one-shot on the Xatu. It does hit us with Quick Attack, not a big deal. And then Jinx hits us with a Shadow Ball. Or, I mean, we hit Jinx with a Shadow Ball, let me rephrase that. We get the win over Will. Pretty easy win, pretty convincing win. That leads us right into our next battle against Koga. Koga is a poison specialist of the Elite Four, and he leads out with an Ariados. Now, this is where having access to a hidden power would have been useful, possibly, because I could have had a better move than using Return. Return's doing great. I don't want to sit here and poo-poo Return, but it could have had a better move, I should say. So now we don't have a great move for Fortress, and we're probably not going to have a great move for Fortress even in the optimized playthrough. It goes for Explosion, gets the knockout on us, and that's what we don't want to happen, so we're going to try this again. And it's going to lead out again with an Ariados. Was it a range, or is it still a one-shot? It was a range, so this is where Hidden Power Flying, I think, is the best one to use for this Pokemon. It's going to counter that. Ariados will go down in one hit rather than two. We're also going to have access to, I mean, I don't think Fortress is going to go down to it because it's Steel type, so I think it offsets the weakness to Flying type Pokemon. But we get the knockout on Fortress, and now it leaves Muck, and we have no health at all for Muck, so we have to either get the flinch here, or we're going to get knocked out with Sludge Bomb. That's awesome. So we're going to try this battle one more time. So there's two resets on Koga, and we'll see if we're going to get the Headbutt on Ariados. We do, so we don't have to worry about getting hit by anything. And now Venomoth comes out. We'll go for Return on the Venomoth. Very good. Fortress comes out. I think what we're going to have to do here is potentially go for Headbutt, maybe. Nope, go for Ice Punch. Get a freeze. There we go. There we go. So we got a freeze. I'll go for Return. One more. And before he unfreezes himself, we get the knockout. Now we have full health going in the Muck. This should be a foregone conclusion unless something really bad happens. I mean, we could get poisoned here, and he's minimized, so we can't hit it. That's the problem. But we're going to go for Crobat. Ice Punch on the Crobat. We did too much damage there. He's going to go for a full restore. So we're going to go for Ice Punch again, and he's not going to get a chance to hit us because we get a chance to hit. He gets in a healing loop. We beat Koga and move right on to Bruno. Now, Bruno is a problem. We are 4 times weak to fighting moves, and he has a whole bunch of Pokemon that have fighting moves. Not like Generation 2 or 1, where like none of his Pokemon have good moves. He legitimately has decent enough moves to get the job done against us here. So we're going to go for Return, knock out the Hitmontop. Very good. Hitmonlee comes out. Is Return a one-shot? It is. Hitmonchan has a priority move in Mach Punch, so he's going to do a lot of damage there. We tank it pretty good. I'm actually surprised we tanked that much. But what we need to do here is we got to Headbutt and flinch the Machamp. Or Machamp is going to hit us with Cross Chop, like he just did. So there's our first reset on Bruno. And we're going to go for Hitmontop again. Going for Headbutt, hoping to get a flinch. But nope, he goes for Dig. So he's going to hit us with Dig. He doesn't do that much damage, so I'm not too worried about Dig. But it'd be nice enough to have that chip damage done to us. And we're going to do the same thing on Hitmonlee, going for the Headbutt. Return was a one-shot, so I don't know why I did that. So I should have just gone for Return. Hitmonlee does not have great defense, so it could be an easy one-shot with Return on the Hitmonlee. So Hitmontop goes down again to 2 hits, doing the same amount of damage, and about 18 damage every time it does Dig. Hitmonchan comes out. I wish we had a move that would prioritize that. One-shot the Hitmonchan. We have about 60 health left. Headbutt on the Machamp. Return is a one-shot, very good. Did we get the knockout over Onyx? Come on, let's get the knockout. Very good. Alright, so we're up to 9 resets at this point. We just beat Bruno. Now we're going into what I consider to be the most difficult member of the Elite Four, and that is Karen. Because her battle is just so unpredictable. She can go for Sand Attack right away. She can confuse you right away. So I go for a Headbutt, hoping to get a flinch, preventing him from doing both the things I don't want to do, which is lower accuracy and confuse us. So we get the knockout on Umbreon. We don't take a lot of damage. However, Houndoom comes out. And if we don't have a good move for Houndoom, he's going to one-shot us. Return is not going to be a one-shot. We do tank a Flamethrower, however. He's going to heal. Go for Return again. And we almost get the one shot, but from full health, but it's just not enough. So we take a reset here against Karen, and we're going to try this battle one more time. We just want the flinch. Headbutt, we want it to do its thing. Come on, go for return. No, I should have gone for return there, but we get critical hit, so not a big deal. Houndoom comes out, we should go for headbutt. We get a flinch. Okay, we don't get a flinch, but we get hit by flamethrower. We tank it pretty well, even though we're weak to it, and now Vileplume comes out. We're going to go for Ice Punch on the Vileplume. We get a critical hit, knock it out, very good. Now there's 2 Pokemon left, so as long as we can hit, we're fine. And then the last Pokemon is Gengar, and Gengar will go down to a Shadow Ball. That's a one-shot, very good. So we only take 1 reset to Karen, and that wasn't what I expected. I expected to have more resets to Karen, and Bruno actually caused the most resets, which doesn't really happen a lot in playthroughs. But now we're going to go ahead and take on Lance, the Liar with the Flyers. Comes out with every Pokemon he has is a flying type, even the Gyarados, which looks like a dragon more than he does flying. We're going to go for return, and he's going to start the rain, which means when he pulls out Charizard, Charizard's not going to come out here with a good move because it's going to be diminished by the rain. And we get flinch him, so we don't have to even worry about a flamethrower. That would have been pretty devastating. Now we're going to go ahead and go for Ice Punch on the Aerodactyl. We do not get the one shot. We do take a decent amount of damage from Rock Slide, but we get the knockout out nonetheless. And so now we're taking on the Dragonites. Even though we don't have great special, the Dragonites all will go down to 1 Ice Punch. It is 4 times effective. So even though our special attack is abysmal, we still have a very powerful move against the opposition. So we knock out the last Dragonite, we beat Danhausen, and we're going to move right on and get our time locked into Elite 4 at 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 11 seconds. I'm going to pause it right here. So 10 resets, 1 hour, 4 minutes, 11 seconds. Not bad. I think we can definitely get this Pokemon under an hour when it comes to Elite 4 time. There's a lot of battles I could skip. There's definitely things I can do on the move pool side. Hidden Power Flying would be very useful, especially against Bruno, because we would one-shot pretty much all the fighting type Pokemon except for maybe Machamp. I think Machamp would probably be able to tank it. But for the most part, that's the biggest flaw I had in this playthrough, is I didn't choose a Hidden Power. And Hidden Power, I think, would have been better. Also, I didn't realize this when I was preparing for this playthrough, but we had access to Surf. Now, is Surf going to be super great? No, because it is a water move and we're ice type. I mean, we don't have low special attack, but there are some things that are super weak to water that we could have utilized potentially, especially maybe Jasmine's Gym. The only problem with that is you have to get to Blackthorn City for the remove reminder to remove Surf to add a later move later. But it might actually be a strategy I implement in the second playthrough. We'll see, but the first thing we got to do is go ahead and finish this game. We have a whole other region of Kanto to take on, so I'll see you guys in Kanto. Now we're in Kanto, we're going to take on the first gym leader we have available to us, which is going to be Lieutenant Surge, the Electric Specialist. I'm not going to talk too much about these battles. These battles are pretty trivial. This Pokemon is level 55 and has some pretty good moves, so these battles should be just pretty simple. So I'll talk a little bit more about this channel while you guys watch these battles. We're not going to have a lot of stuff in between the gym battles. We're not going to have a lot of showing me traveling or whatever the case may be. So go ahead and enjoy this while I'll talk a little bit more about the channel. So right now, we're playing through with our first playthrough with Sneasel. Next week, we'll be playing through with Optimized Sneasel. I've already kind of spoiled it, but Sneasel doesn't only get access to a lot of moves, but it does get access to Bite. And having Bite to start the game, 60 base power, dark moves, 90 with Stab. It does have the option to make the opposition flinch as well. And this will be very effective against our second rival because Ghastly is weak to it. So that's some benefits to that. We still have access to Scratch, we'll still get Swift, things like that. But we're not desperate to use Mud Slap right away. We can actually probably hold back when using Mud Slap, or maybe not using it at all. We'll see if there's a different strategy there. I think Mud Slap will still be used because Mud Slap is useful against the Magnemites that our rival gets, and then the Magnemites that Jasmine has. And it does still lower accuracy, even though it does garbage damage to the Steelix. So we'll find a better strategy there. In our next playthrough, we're also going to do Hidden Power Flying. I think that's the best route to go. We'll figure it out. We also might utilize something else. We might utilize Dynamic Punch against Red. You're going to see Red is not a very good battle in this, so that's something else we're going to consider. A lot of things to think about with this Pokemon. There's definitely a lot of possibilities. There's definitely things we can do. We just got to figure it out, and that's my job. That's what I'm going to be doing between now and next week. I'm also, on Friday, we have the final Pokemon that is in the Pokemon Blue Poison-type Challenge. Figure the best Poison-type Pokemon is in Generation 1, I'm sorry, and that Pokemon is Golbat. Not as bad as I thought, honestly. I thought Golbat would be a lot worse, but it honestly doesn't come out as bad as I thought, probably because I'm way more prepared. When I played through Zubat a long time ago, I was not prepared for what this Pokemon is going to give or not give me. So figuring that out and having a decent playthrough, I'm really happy about it. It's still not a great playthrough compared to a lot of other Pokemon, but it's good compared to what it was the last time I played. I think the last time I played was almost over 2 hours. I think going from Zubat to Golbat, playing through Pokemon Blue. So we'll see. And as we look at the next Pokemon on our docket, the next Pokemon after Sneasel is Teddiursa, which evolves into Ursaring. Ursaring? Is that what's called? Ursaring? Tell me if I'm wrong on that pronunciation. Let me just read it again. Ursaring, yeah. And then after Ursaring, we have a really bad Pokemon that I'm dreading playing. I think Teddiursa and Ursaring are going to be pretty good, but I'm really dreading this Pokemon we have after this. And that's Slugma. Slugma is going to be a slog, man. Slugma is so slow. Not a great Pokemon, and then when it evolves, it actually gets worse because Slugma is a pure fire type. It's 2 times weak to like rock moves, ground moves, water moves, whatever, and then it evolves into Magcargo, and Magcargo is a rock fire type, so it's 4 times weak to those things. That's just going to be amazing. And then after that, we have another Pokemon that's not great, Swinub, who evolves into Piloswine, and we have Corsola after that, and then we have Remoraid. I'm excited about Octillery. That's something I'm excited about. Then Delibird. Oh my god, we have such a slew of rough Pokemon coming up. But I'm excited for it. That's why I do this. Is a Pokemon I've never played through, never had access to before. It's going to be fun. And then after that, we have Mantine. I guess Mantine is not that great of a Pokemon for what I've heard. I've actually used Skarmory, which is the one after that. I've used him in a playthrough. Actually, my first playthrough of Pokemon Silver, I used Skarmory. I got him right before we did the Rocket plotline. In Goldenrod. So Skarmory I've used before. That's going to be fun. And then we have Houndoom and Houndour. Yeah, we got some fun ones coming up. Kingdra. Then we have Phanpy. I'm very excited about Phanpy. We're going to transition back and watch the battles with the gym leaders because we have a battle here against a gym leader that we just can't beat. We do not have a great move and a great way to get by Blue. Blue actually wrecks us pretty hard here. We do not have a great way to get by Blue. We don't have great moves. Our Ice Punch is 253 effective power, and we still get hit by Rock Slide. That's awesome. So we're going to take a reset. We're at 10 resets when we started facing Blue. Let's see how many we're at by the time we're done with this. We're going to go for Headbutt on the Pidgeot, hoping to get a flinch so we can get the 2-hit knockout and take no damage. And that's not the case right now. We're taking damage back. We don't have a great move for Arcanine. This is why I said I wish this Pokemon had Earthquake. It gets access to Mud Slap, Dig, but it doesn't get access to Earthquake. I think it gets access to the Dig because it can actually dig. Look at its claws. I think that's the premise behind it. But not having access to Earthquake, I don't get it. But it is what it is. You go for Extreme Speed here, knock us out. That's awesome. So 8 resets later. So this is 10 resets from when we walked in this gym. We actually gave our Pokemon rare candies at this point. We only have this battle and the battle against Red, so we don't really have a lot of need to hold back with our rare candies. And I thought over-leveling would actually solve our problem, which it kind of does. So we get the knockout over Arcanine, very good. I was hoping to give us more ranges, like for example, Ice Punch here. I was hoping to give us a range to knock out. We do. That's one benefit to adding a couple rare candies to this Pokemon. Headbutt is going to be a 2-shot on the Gyarados with a return. There we go. And then we have 2 Pokemon left. Executor. We're going to go ahead and transition down to Shadow Ball. Is it a 1-shot? It is a 1-shot. Very good. And then the last Pokemon is Alakazam. Just stick with Shadow Ball. It'll be a 1-shot. Very good. So, we're at 1 hour and 27 minutes and 49 seconds. We are 1 hour and 4 minutes and some seconds when we beat the Elite Four. But now we've wasted over 20 minutes. Usually, you can between 15 and 20 minutes is what you need to beat the Kanto region, including Red. And so now we're facing Red. And we went for... Pikachu's going to be a 1-shot with return every time. And the problem here is Charizard. And the problem here is we decided the strategy to beat this was to rely on Headbutt to get flinches, which is, I'm kind of all in on it right now. We don't really need Ice Punch, so we're going to remove Ice Punch here soon and get a different move. So Headbutt, we get the flinch, so that's what we want. We want a Headbutt with a flinch. We also have the leftovers equipped, so we're going to get some damage dealt, or, we're going to accumulate some health. And this is actually a very, very good attempt right here. And we could have won this attempt if just some things bounced our way a little bit better. We are going up against the Snorlax. We do get the knockout. We still have full health with 3 Pokemon left. And I just don't think I handled this right. I should have not gone for Ice Punch. Ice Punch, it's super effective. However, it's just not doing enough damage. We should have gone for Headbutt, try and get the flinch. Return, get the knockout, get the knockout over Venusaur. And now we get a problem here because our Blastoise sets up Rain Dance. Did he set up Rain Dance? I don't think he did. But we get knocked out nonetheless. So we got very close there. We're going to 1-shot the Espeon. That's not a problem. So we skip ahead to 31 resets. So we are at 21 resets, I think, whenever we started the battle against Red. So we're going to go for Headbutt again. That strategy's still in there. We're level 74. We're just within range. And so we get the flinch, and we get the knockout So right now what we want is Snorlax to get hit by Headbutt a lot and get flinched a lot, and that's going to help us recuperate our health. So one more. Might not be a bad idea in the future. Maybe get rid of Shadow Ball and do rest so I can recover some health. That wouldn't have been maybe the worst idea ever. Venusaur comes out. We're going to go for Curse. And he's going to go for taking Sunlight. And what we want to do now is Headbutt, maybe get him to flinch. Very good. Return. Is it going to be a 2-shot? It is. Now we're back to the Blastoise. Blastoise seems to be the problem Pokemon because he's so bulky and all we have is physical attacking moves. So Return is going to be a 2-shot, it looks like. However, we get knocked out by Surf. So we just had a little bit more health. We definitely would have won that battle. So the same thing. Return on the Pikachu. It's a 1-shot. That's not changed yet. And we're going to go ahead and go for Headbutt on the Charizard. Headbutt on the Charizard again. Get 2 flinches. That's exactly what we want. Take no damage going into the Snorlax. You can have a lot of things that go bad there. Even if it's 1 flamethrower, we can tank it. But the problem is he can also burn us, which completely just destroys our attack stat. And so now we've lowered our speed for the attempt at upping our attack and defense by 2 stages. So we've used Curse, and that's not a move I like using, but I think it was the best option for this Pokemon to go for Headbutt on the Venusaur. It looks like it's about a 2-shot. We do tank a Solar Beam. We have just under half health, but we recover some health back with leftovers. Very good. And now we just got to get to the point where we're going to be able to 2-shot the Blastoise. Looks like we're in range of a 2-shot. He does bring out the Rain, and it hits us with Surf, so he takes a lot of damage. Espeon could knock us out, but it can't hit us with Psychic, so all it has available to it is Swift, or go for Reflect or Mudslap. We get the win, and we lock in our time against Red at 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 53 seconds. So 97 minutes, 53 seconds, not a bad time, and you saw there's 32 resets. We had like 1 reset going to Elite Four, and I'm pretty sure that reset was against, who was against Jasmine. So we took all of our resets between the Elite Four and Blue and Red. So that's the big one right there. So there's a lot of things that we can fix up in the optimized playthrough, but we do have a tier list that we have to update. So let's see what we have here. So with the time locked in at 97 minutes and 53 seconds, that drops this Pokemon in right here next to the Dunsparce. Actually, just Dunsparce. The Dunsparce is actually a Pokemon that we're not gonna backport. I mean, we might someday, but it's his evolution. And it puts it right there next to Steelix. Steelix actually beat this Pokemon by what? Just about 2.5 minutes. And then behind it we have Dunsparce, which it did better than Dunsparce by about a minute. And then obviously Azumarill, it beat it by about 2 minutes. So that's pretty solid for a first playthrough. It's in the E tier. I think this Pokemon's going to do significantly better in the second playthrough. I'm going to be way more prepared. The early game's going to go a lot faster because we're going to have access to Bite. So we're not going to have a lot of the struggles that we have. We're definitely not going to overtrain like we did in this playthrough. I think this playthrough we overtrained a little too much for my liking, but you're kind of forced to do it. Like you overtrain for Faulkner. Why do we overtrain for Faulkner? Why? Because we have to go through Bellsprout Tower. It's a rule in my first playthrough. Have to go through Bellsprout Tower. You don't have to in the second playthrough, which I'm not going to do, but you have to in the first playthrough. So, but that's it. That's my video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is JD. This is Polyroll's Wrath. Next week we will have an optimized playthrough of Sneasel, where we're going to get a much better Hidden Power move, which we didn't use the one in this playthrough, but we're going to use Hidden Power Flying. And then the other thing we're going to do is this coming Friday, we have Golbat. So make sure you tune in for that. I'm excited for that playthrough. I'm excited for you guys to see it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. JD, Polyroll's Wrath. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.